When Ride1Up introduced the Revv 1 to go head-to-head with the likes of Super 73, they did so with two models to suit different budgets. The Revv 1 e-bikes are what we consider to be the best moped-style e-bikes at their respective price points, taking into consideration not only the specs, but also Ride1Up as a company, which has been in the e-bike game since 2018. But what are the key differences between the two?
So I've kind of boiled this down to 5 key differences between these two models for you. So starting out, the biggest category I think is going to be in consideration for most people, number 1 is going to be price. The biggest difference between these two bikes is that the hardtail is offered at $18.95 and the full suspension model comes in at $23.95. Now that price disparity is associated with a couple of the different traits and choices you get, which we'll get into in some of the later categories, but also both of these bikes do go on sale from time to time. So be sure to check the link down below in the description for the most current and up-to-date price, as well as if you just do decide to make a purchase of one of these two e-bikes and you do so after clicking that link down below, that is a free and easy way to help support us here at E-Bike Escape and help me to continue to make content like this. Now, the second standout feature that I really think should be considered if you're going to be shopping between these two bikes is going to be the tires. Yes, I know that seems a little bit arbitrary to some, but the tires are pretty different. Now, they are both the same size. You get these nice Bafang mag wheels. However, the actual tires are different. So on the hardtail here, you get these Kenda Crusade tires, which have a little bit of a knobbier tread. Now these are pretty standard tires we see on a lot of e-bikes, have no problems out of them. But over here on the full suspension, you get the CST Scout e-moped style tires that have a lot more of a street tread. So they're just gonna provide you with a little bit of a smoother ride, as well as being able to handle maybe some speeds that are a little bit higher. We'll get to speed in one of the later categories. Trust me, that is a definite consideration between these two bikes, but not as much as you would think. Category number 3 for me is going to have to be suspension. Yes, I know, full suspension versus hardtail, but let me tell you, after doing some of the riding I have on this hardtail version, even though it only has the single crown front fork, is still a very nice front fork, but you do not get any rear suspension. Like on the full suspension over here, you get this really nice adjustable DMN rear shock, which mounts there, as well as in the front, you are upgraded to this very nice dual crown motorcycle style front fork. The next category that I think has to be considered is going to be the battery size. So there is a difference in the battery size between these two models. The hardtail comes with a 15 amp hour battery and the full suspension comes with a 20 amp hour battery. Now, of course, that's going to lead to different range numbers as well as total amount of power output. Now that's going to lead us very nicely into the next category, which is going to be speed. Now, while both of these models sport the same motor, they are going to sport different size controllers, which is going to allow the full suspension model to peak at a higher peak wattage output. However, the hardtail was still very capable.
So now that you know the key differences, we want to hear from you in the comment section. Do you think the full suspension is worth the $500 price premium, or is the hardtail sufficient given it's still capable? Or how about this? You could pick up the hardtail and buy a secondary 20 amp hour battery with the battery balancer for $550 and have a moped style e-bike with a total of 35 amp hours of capacity at just over the price of the full suspension model. Either way you go, I don't think you'll be disappointed with the Revv 1. Links are in the description, which is a direct way to support the channel, and of course you can dive in even deeper in our individual Revv 1 reviews. And of course, if you find other moped style e-bikes that you're considering at these price points, we want to know as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.